All right, let's kick the tires on our PowerWF PowerGUI integration. So in a previous video, we created a PowerShell snap-in, a collection of commandlets based on the VIX library using PowerWF Studio. We use those commandlets within PowerShell. I've since then wrapped those commandlets up into a Power Pack. It's just 6 or 7 small commandlets, simple workflows, doing some very basic things. And I can then use this Power Pack within PowerGUI and see my VMware Workstation machines and snapshots and do some basic management stuff. Obviously, we'll extend this a lot more. I want to show you right now, though, is the direct integration between PowerGUI and PowerWF Studio. From here, I can run a workflow, and I can run one in context. So right now, we've got a virtual machine selected. We can say Run Workflow, and it'll bring up a list of all of the workflows that match up to virtual machine. Right now, we have none, except for a couple of these generic ones. So I'll just show you that it works by selecting the property grid, and the machine that we've selected comes up in a property grid. We're going to create a couple of workflows right now that can deal with virtual machines in the VIX library. So we'll say new, power on VM, and drag over the power on VM activity. The virtual machine is something we're going to get from PowerGUI. It's going to pass us the virtual machine. So we're just going to promote that property, the virtual machine property, and mark it as input so that when PowerGUI passes us that virtual machine, we can handle it, we can deal with it. So now we can deploy this workflow as an assembly. And as soon as we do that, that workflow will be available in that list that came up before. So let's go back to PowerGUI and see that. So again, we have a virtual machine, we hit Run Workflow, and now we see Power on VM. So we can hit OK and let that run. So in a second, you'll see that virtual machine, my workstation will start up that virtual machine, and there it goes. So we'll let that go in the background while we do another one. Just so you can see the whole process again. We'll do Power Off VM. And we're not going to do it nicely. We're going to do a hardware Power Off. So we'll drag over Power Off activity, and we'll promote the virtual machine property. Mark it as input. And we'll deploy that to an assembly. That's it. That's how hard it is. Terribly, terribly, terribly complex to get a workflow working within PowerGUI, in context no less. So we'll power off. Nope, wrong one. We'll run workflow. That's what we're going to do, is run workflow. And we'll select the workflow we just created, power off VM. We'll say OK. And see in the background, it kind of disappeared on us. It did power off the machine. Again, these are run, this dialog is brought up in context, so if we were looking at snapshots and we do the run workflow command, you won't see the virtual machine workflows unless we specifically ask to see all the workflows. So we run workflow from here, and you'll see the generic ones, we won't see the power on. So we could run property grid again and look at the snapshot. Not much to that one. But since we don't have any workflows that have snapshot as an input, you won't see those in the list. So the same extensibility, the same extension to PowerGUI also works in EcoShell. I don't have time to build that up for you, but I did get one, did one before I recorded this video. Then I'll just grab the CD drives, display those in a property grid. So just so you can see that it is possible and it is there and it works the same way that it does in PowerGUI. So we do have some pretty tight integration. Again, you can build Power Packs around the snap-ins that you create with PowerWF Studio, or you can run workflows directly. So you could create a brand new workflow, compile it, deploy it as an assembly, and run it as soon as you do that from within PowerGUI in context. So that's a demo. Thanks for watching. Thanks for your interest, and please give us some feedback. Hopefully you'll be able to play with this feature early next week. We'll put out a new beta with this feature in it. So again, thank you very much.